Hi everyone, my name is Mariko and I'm a certified EFT tapping practitioner, regression therapist and hypnotherapist. And I help people heal past pain, gain self-worth and create exciting changes in their lives. And today I wanted to talk about something that comes up a lot in my practice with clients, and that is what to do when you're experiencing difficulties with your inner critic. And we all have an inner critic. The problem is we often give it far too much importance. Often it really can ruin your day to hear that predictable, repeating voice in your head that stops you from doing what you want to do, from becoming the person that you want to be, and stops you dead in your tracks. So I wanted to give you a few steps that I find really helps to dispel the power that your inner critic may have on you. So step one, just ask yourself, does this inner critic of mine, does this voice sound familiar in any way? Firstly, is it in your own voice or is it somebody else's voice? What are the kinds of words it's saying? Do they sound familiar to you? Do they sound like any family members or society at large or anyone else that you recognize? So that's step one, and maybe you want to write that down. Step two, see your inner critic as a 3-year-old toddler. It's a cheeky toddler that's up to no good, but it's just a cheeky child that can't help it. It doesn't know any better. Just seeing it as a child that can't help it already starts to create some distance between you and the voice and the words. So just like a cheeky toddler who's just learned to run away from its parents, and you often see children trying to run away from their parents, expect no less than the fact that it's going to try to trip you up. It's going to be cheeky, it's going to be naughty. So expect no less. Next time you hear your inner critic saying something predictable as usual, just look at it and just see it as a harmless little child. It might sound like an adult, it might sound more ominous, but see it for what it's worth as a little child. And just see what happens. Step three, or even option three, instead of seeing it as a child, see this inner critic, see this voice as an outdated, predictable program. Like an old software that doesn't even work on your computer anymore. So what you can do is truly see it as a predictable, broken record or old program that no longer serves a purpose. However, expect it to show up once in a while just to test you. Just expect that. So even, let's say that it's been half an hour or an hour and you've had a peaceful moment to yourself and actually there's been no sound or sign of your inner critic. Just say to yourself, oh, it's been peaceful, but I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to pipe up again soon. And just see what happens. Because at that point, you're probably going to hear your inner critic again. But actually, see that as a funny thing. It's almost comical how predictable it is. You know, it's almost comical that it's going to show up again. It's not going to leave you in peace. And seeing that as comical will already diminish its power. And you'll notice that the more you do this exercise of seeing your inner critic as a child or seeing it as a predictable program or a broken record, the less that it shows up. It will start to become less and less frequent. And even when it does show up, just find it funny. You can find it funny and even feel some compassion for this voice, because actually this voice is simply a part of your psyche that was created at some point to protect you. It had its own reasons for piping up in the first place, and it's always to try and protect you or keep you safe. So at one point in your life, it was created to keep you safe. The problem is, it's no longer needed. At this point in your life, you don't need its protection anymore. And so see it as the child that it is, or the old broken record that it is, and just see what happens. I'd love for you to let me know in the comments how you get on with this exercise, and I will be sharing more tips and tricks like this in future videos. Thanks.